Welcome back to Midco Sports tonight. And then there were two. The Fargo Force and the Youngstown Phantoms are the last ones standing in the United States Hockey League. And they open a best-of-5 series tomorrow night in Fargo to decide who wins the Clark Cup title. The Force have been a confident bunch this postseason, and a lot of that has to do with the play in between the pipes. Strauss Mann has been one of the best goalies in the league this season, and our own Jody Norstedt caught up with him to chat about this weekend's series and his journey to Fargo.
All right, I'm joined here with Fargo Force goaltender Strauss Mann as the team gets ready for the Clark Cup Finals starting on Friday and Saturday, games 1 and 2. Strauss, appreciate you taking the time to join us. We're starting this interview where you call home. Crazy man. He playing this goaltender position. Not a lot of people sign up for things like this, to have pucks being flying at you. What made you want to play goalie back when you were young?
No, yeah, you're right. It's a little bit of a weird position, having pucks flying at your head and trying to get in the way of them. But I kind of fell in love with the position when I was younger, around the age of 10. I actually started playing hockey as a forward, like most do who end up playing goalie. And my dad was the coach of my team when I was like 8, playing forward. And we made it to the championship of our little house league. And my dad told me he wanted me to play goalie because he realized that the team with the best goalie usually won the game. So I went in and we won the game, and kind of from there on out I kept with the position.
Now, when you skate out here, is there anything that you do, like a ritual, a tradition that you do when you come out here and get ready to play in the net on a given night?
I have a few rituals, but I try and stay away from the same thing every time, because that can be a little bit dangerous, because then if you mess up your routine or whatever you want to call it, then it can get a little bit in your head, and I try and stay away from that. So I do a few things, but for the most part I try and keep it simple.
Now, this is your home on the ice. Your hometown is Greenwich, Connecticut, so you're a long ways away from home. What's the difference between Greenwich, Connecticut and Fargo?
There's not too big of a difference. I think obviously there's cultural differences. Everyone here is very nice and has been welcoming me since I got here in September, and it's just been a great experience for me. I think my host family and my teammates have really made that transition really easy, and I think the biggest difference is definitely the weather. The winters are cold back in Connecticut, but nothing like -20, which I think we hit this year. So that was pretty crazy. Yeah. Beautiful weather.
Let's take a look at your journey. A year ago at this time, you had gotten cut from a USHL camp, and then you get the call from the Fargo Force. I guess take me through first getting cut and what that feeling was like. I would imagine you thought, man, where do I go from here?
Yeah, so that was a little bit disappointing at the time and a little bit of a low for me. But I just kept it one day at a time, and that's kind of been my mindset throughout this whole process, and even still today. It's you can't really look too far ahead, because once you do, things start getting a little bit dangerous with wins and losses and all that, and all the pressure that comes, especially with this time of the year. So back then I got cut, and I was just looking forward to the next opportunity. And luckily enough, Fargo came along and invited me to their camp, and I just went out there and played some good hockey and was fortunate enough to make the team.
What did they like about you? What did Carrie Eads say in order to kind of keep you around here and make you one of the guys?
Well, I remember when I made the camp, he kind of came up to me and shook my hand and said, "You won a championship this past year, and hopefully we can do that this year." So that's definitely been the goal all along, and hopefully we can finish that off.
And you're putting up some of the greatest stats in Fargo Force history. And this is a franchise that has had some pretty good goaltenders. Zane McIntyre went on to start at UND. Same with Cam Johnson. Mike Lee, the first guy with this team that led him to the Clark Cup Finals in his first year. What kind of runs through your head when you think, man, I'm going to leave here as one of the top goaltenders in this franchise's history?
Well, it's definitely humbling for sure when you say guys like McIntyre and Johnson, who have played for the Force and have just become great goaltenders in college hockey and the pros. But honestly, I can attribute it to my teammates. They've just been so great for me all year. My defensemen have let me see shots throughout the year in every game, and you can't really ask for more out of a defensive pair or forwards when your teammates are willing to put their bodies on the line for you and block shots all the time. It's easy to do your job, and there's that trust between the defenseman and myself, and I feel like we've just been able to roll from there.
Now, you've had the best seat in the house for this playoff run. Best and maybe the most nerve-wracking spot,
Yeah.
right? What has it been like? I mean, you have the 2-0 sweep of Tri-City, then 2 3-1 wins. What have you seen from your team out here that you've been like, wow, we're really a dominant team right now?
Well, I think we're just a really confident group, and we try and stay away from bordering the line of confident to cocky, because once you get a little bit too overconfident, then things can go wrong. But I think we've been pretty confident in what we can do, and whether we're up in a game, down in a game, we're always confident that we can come back and win that game. And I think that's what we've shown over the last few tilts we've had, especially at home, coming back a couple times, and just shows the character we have in our room, that we're able to go into a locker room after a period and just kind of readjust and reboot and come out and win a game.
Now, I know hockey players like to take it one game at a time, but if you were to win a championship for this franchise, it would be the first one for this franchise. What would that mean to you?
It would mean a lot. Anytime you can do something for a franchise for the first time, it's incredible, and I would just love to do that. But at the same time, we've got 2 games ahead of us this weekend, and we got to take it one game at a time and just get game 1 and roll from there.
Strauss, appreciate the time. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you so much.
That's Strauss Mann, goaltender for the Fargo Force. Kelly?
Great stuff. Thank you so much, guys. This is the 4th time the Force have made the Clark Cup Finals, but as Jody mentioned, they are still seeking their first championship. Mann and the Force take the ice tomorrow for Game 1. Puck drop is set for 7:05 p.m. from Shields Arena in Fargo, and we'll recap Games 1 and 2 on Monday's Midco Sports Night. Best of luck to the Force. Next on Midco Sports Tonight, Jandy is in studio to get us up to speed on South Dakota High School baseball and the change-up to the state tournament in Class B. Stay right here.